Welcome to the chemistry department, and we are going to show you this short video on the kind of things that you need to know to be able to work in this room. The first thing I want to show you today is the emergency station. We have a first aid kit available. Inside there are Band-Aids, burn cream, stuff that you might need in case there's an accident in the lab. If you have the need to use the first aid kit, we need to know. So you need to let your TA know, and you need to let at least the stockroom or the main office know. There is some paperwork that needs to be filled out if you cut or burn yourself. It does happen every once in a while. Somebody will burn themselves on a Bunsen burner or cut themselves on a piece of glass. It's not a big deal. So please just let your TA know. The next thing I want to show you is the Spill Response Center. Inside of here we have emergency pads for picking up spills. We also have forms that you need to have our safety facility come and remove any waste that's generated. We also have our emergency eye wash and shower. To use the shower, you stand underneath it and you pull this lever down. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't feel like getting soaked and it's a big mess to pick up. However, if you guys feel the need to use the shower, use the shower. There's absolutely no question. If you need it, use it. This is something that is important if you catch on fire, if your sleeve or something catches on a Bunsen burner. It hasn't happened since I've been at UVM, but it could happen. Also, if you spill something that's toxic on yourself, absolutely get in the shower. To use the shower, you stand underneath it, pull it down, and you're going to need to take your clothes off if it's something toxic. That is for safety. I know it's embarrassing. We do have cover-ups available in the stockroom if you do need them. But embarrassment is worse than dangerous things happening to you, so go ahead and use the shower if you need it. To use the eye wash, basically you just stand here, you pull it down, and you're going to stick your face under the stream of water, and you're going to keep both eyes open. And you're going to want to flush most solutions through for about 15 minutes for most things that you might be exposed to. This will protect your eyes in the case something happens. So I'm going to show you. Okay. So for 15 minutes, go ahead and do that. We also have emergency fire extinguishers available. To use these, you point, you pull the pin, and you squeeze the handle together and spray back and forth at the base of the fire. Again, this is something that isn't used very often, but if you do need to use it, you're better off knowing how to do it. Remember, there is no eating or drinking in the lab. This is for your safety. It's very easy to put down a water bottle or a soda or whatever and pick up your beaker. I've seen it happen. So we've made the rule, no food or drink in the lab rooms. The other very important thing is to make sure that you have closed-toed shoes on when you come to lab. No open-toed shoes, no sandals, no Crocs. If you're wearing open-toed shoes, you will be sent home. They cannot be in the lab, and we are very serious about this. It's very easy to spill things on the toes, and we need to protect you guys as students. The first thing I want to show you in the general room area is our glove recycling bins. What we're doing with these is we're trying to reduce our impact environmentally, so we're actually recycling all of the gloves in our teaching labs now. It's very important that only gloves go in here. You can't put paper towels in, you can't put weigh boats in, you can't put other plastic things in, only the gloves. And we actually ship these gloves back to Kimberly-Clark, and they recycle them into lawn furniture. So we're reducing our impact on the world by doing this. The next bin I'm going to show you is the broken glass bin. Just about anything can go in here. However, it's very important that broken glass does not go into the trash cans. Broken glass will not be removed by our custodial team, and they will not accept it leaving the building with any broken glass in it. So if there's one takeaway I need you guys to take away from today, broken glass needs to go in this bin, cannot go in the trash, it cannot go in the glove recycling box. Broken glass has to go in here. For the trash bins, anything that isn't a glove or broken glass can go in here. You can put paper towels weigh boats, just about anything else. If you do break something, if it's a minor break, yeah, we have dustpans and brushes available. You just brush it into the dustpan and it goes into the broken glass container. If it's a larger issue, let your TA know. If it's a very large issue, we may need to call in our environmental safety facility. For the most part though, it's usually stuff that you guys can take care of yourself. There's also two kinds of water available. Your TA will probably go over this, but we have city water available in hot and cold. And then this little faucet here is actually DI water, deionized water, and it's used to make solutions and as references for a lot of experiments. So you need to know which one it is, and it's this one. We also have these hoods available for use. We keep our waste in the hoods and chemicals for you guys to use in the hoods. When you're done with the hoods, they do need to go all the way back down. This is important because it saves electricity and other utilities from being run when we're not using them. You can put them all the way up. If the hood gets locked all the way up, there is a release of some sort on these hoods. This particular one has a little latch right here. Some of them are in the back right here, but it's always on the right-hand side. You just pull it, and you can close it all the way. There are several utilities available in the hood. You have air, vacuum, gas, and city water. And for the most part, other than the organic labs, you don't generally use the utilities in the hoods. You will, however, use the utilities on your workstation. The basic student workstation, there are 2 stations per side of each island, and you have vacuum, air, and gas. The one you're going to be using the most is the gas. To use it, in a lot of these rooms, you have to push down and turn it. If you just try to turn it, it's not going to happen. You have to push down and turn it. So please make sure not to turn it too hard if you're not pushing it down, because it will just strip it out and we'll have to have it fixed. You will be assigned a lab drawer. That is going to be dependent on what time of day or your section is assigned to. As you can see, these are labeled with the number of the station and then an M, an A, or an E. That stands for morning, afternoon, evening. We do this to allow your glassware time to dry in between uses. So when you open up your lab drawer, all of your equipment will be in here, and during check-in, you're going to make sure that everything is present. If there's anything extra in these drawers, leave them in there. We've overstocked them. We had quite a bit of glassware coming from our old building, so a lot of the drawers, we threw in a little bit extra for you. So just make sure not to return anything that is extra. If it is broken, then you may bring it to the stock room for replacement. If it's chipped, if it's cracked, something like that. If it's dirty, it is up to you to clean it. We tell every student this. We try to have the TAs check it before they go back in. Sometimes dirty glassware does get through. You'll just need to bring it over to the sink and clean it. Finally, there are a couple of changes from the videos you'll be seeing later on in the series. The first change is we no longer require a breakage card. If there's a reference to the breakage card, we don't do it anymore. The second thing that has changed is for a lot of experiments, we don't require you guys to go to the stockroom to get your equipment anymore. It's in the room. However, it is vitally important that if you get an item that is not in your drawer off of the shelf that we've put on the shelf, you cannot leave it in your drawer. If you leave it in the drawer, then we need to go looking for it, and it takes a whole lot of our time, so please make sure to return all materials from the shelf back on the shelf and do not put it in the drawer. Finally, and I think this is the last thing, these rooms all have chairs in them. These chairs end up everywhere. Please, please return your chair to the station that you got it from. Don't leave them around the room. This is just very frustrating when we walk in at the end of the week and chairs are everywhere and we have to go through and put them back where they belong. So just a little bit of effort on your parts will save me and my crew a whole bunch of frustration. So just put them back in. Sometimes they are way too high when you get them. You walk in and they're up like this. So to lower them, you just sit on it and hold this little lever down and it goes right down. And I think that's it. So hope you guys have a good time in chemistry. And if you have any questions, please ask your TA, or you can come to the stock room to ask any questions you need to.